Blunt Talk with LT, episode 131. This episode is brought to you by StackWap.com. StackWap.com/shop for your SGE merch. Use promo code Blunt Talk, capital B, capital T, for 10% off everything in the SGE store. Let's jump right into it. Just came back from another 2-week suspension. Not here to cry about it. It is what it is. YouTube guidelines, they constantly change, and this is what you sign up for. So what I did now is bringing the show to Twitch, bringing the show to Facebook, bringing the show to other monetizable platforms. It's also already on StackWap.com. It's been there. It's going to live there. Show's not stopping, even if YouTube tries to suspend the content, because if they don't want it on their platform, still other platforms to go to. LTTV is the secondary YouTube page. We continuing the show when the show gets stopped over here, if it gets stopped over here. We're not trying to accumulate these guideline strikes. I'm not trying to do anything that I'm not supposed to on YouTube. What they actually did was suspend me off a video that was uploaded 3 months ago. So I had no control over that. There's no real debating it, looking into it differently, being like, okay, I'm changing my behavior from the last strike. This was a video that was uploaded before my first strike for me to even change any type of behavior. So they just got me on some retroactive bullshit. But it is what it is. I know what I signed up for. It's the platform. It is what it is. Let's get into it. First topic of the day, we got people coming at Joe Rogan. Let's pull up the video real quick of what Joe Rogan said for people to be coming at Joe Rogan. But this is not the first time they tried to cancel Joe Rogan over things that he said on his own platform. So let's listen to what he said. So there's been a bunch of threads on Twitter, a group of women coming for Kevin Samuels, attempting to drag him on Twitter, not really debating his points or anything, just this picture has popped up. This picture right here. Let me pull up this picture. Okay. This picture's popped up. This may or may not be Photoshopped. Some people are saying it's Photoshopped. Some people are just saying, no, this is real. This is out here. And the girl leads by saying, y'all really be letting this nigga ruffle y'all feathers? Laugh my ass off. And then another girl chimes in and says, this is 100% a gay man. 110% a gay man. And let's go. There's a bunch of tweets here. There is a bunch. This is one of many threads, because there's quote tweets in these threads with other threads and a bunch of women going in on Kevin Samuels for this. And I see it generally just women. I don't see any men chiming in on this, really going in on Kevin Samuels. Mostly black women, to be honest. Their profile pictures are here, and there's some men defending Kevin Samuels with, okay, so there's one black man defending Kevin Samuels, saying he be hitting y'all with facts. Women aren't honest with women. Men aren't honest with women. So when y'all finally hear honesty, real honesty for the first time, it's shocking, startling, and harsh. But you can't call it lies. And for the most part, I didn't really see, and there's another guy commenting here, but I'm not going to get into this comment. It's on the screen, though. For the most part, yeah, one woman said this got to be Photoshop, laugh face. For the most part, you just see more women attacking him, saying with the bad bitch hand, and just going in on the picture, calling him gay and saying you can't take advice from this gay guy. He can't give relationship advice. More attacking his character with just baseless claims because of one picture. This picture does look zesty, like they're saying, but it's like, it's one picture. You can't be calling a man gay off of one picture. And he always says that on his broadcast, that's the first attack that they go for when they try to silence you, and they don't want to really go against the arguments or debate the points. It's more just attacks at your character to try to silence you and shout you down and kind of convince people to not even listen to you, because they try to paint you a certain way instead of the actual the content, the arguments that he's bringing to the table, the facts. For me, I look at it and it's like, I see that shit happen too often, and it's the weakest shit in the world, because if you think or you deem an idea bad or weak, the best way to combat that is with good or strong arguments or good ideas. So it's like the whole trying to silence someone by shaming their appearance or whatever, and just saying just these type of attacks at the character. It's corny, it's weak. But it's like that's when they try to silence you. They don't want to hear anything you say, and they just try to paint you as a certain person. But it's like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who it's coming from or what the advice is. If it's right, it's right. If it's real talk, it's real talk. If it's facts, data, and statistics backed up by, you know, his actual references, it's like, even if he was gay, what would that change anything at that point when you really think about it? So it's like shaming someone's character instead of attacking the actual argument. That's weak. So, you know, there's more tweets up here. This zesty ass nigga at that. He ugly and gay as hell. Like, they're just going in on him. He looks feminine. Oh, he looks like a feminine gay man. Like, the comments that they're making, and I didn't see a single one of them comment on any of the actual things that he says or debate any of his points on Twitter. Twitter's a bad forum for debate anyway, but for the most part, it's just, you know, attacks. But that's Twitter for you. You can't really put any stock in people talking shit on Twitter. People are gonna talk shit on Twitter. It's what the platform is at this point. All right, what else do we got here? This is one thing that came good out of Twitter. A fitness model came out and showed a demonstration of how easy it is to edit your body in pictures and in videos without people really even noticing. So this is definitely eye-opening for people getting hoodwinked, finessed, bamboozled. Where's my Stephen A clip? Here we go.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
To try to avoid that and all it is. This video helps, so shout out to her. So let's watch this video right here. Now, looking at that and the way it moved naturally in the video after it was compressed at the waistline in the, like, what? In the picture? Like, that's crazy. Let me get her name. Was it Natalie B Fitness? Let me pull that back up so I can get the actual name. Yeah, Natalie B Fitness. Shout out to you for showing that. She says she doesn't actually use the photo editor and her stuff. She's a fitness model. She is actually in shape. She doesn't actually need that. So that's just crazy, the deception that goes into these apps. And shout out to her for putting it out there to put people up on game and let people know that this shit is happening. And people, for the most part, dudes will look at women's pictures online and then look at the video and be like, okay, the video is what really confirms what they actually look like and how they move, and what you know, because sometimes there's so much picture deception that videos is way more of a confirmation. But if you can edit your picture and then or you can edit the video like that, like whatever the hell she did in that editor, that's crazy. That is crazy. That is deception at its finest. And it's like
a woman.
What are we doing here? The catfishing is real. Like, everybody's going to be on that show now. It's like every case is going to be a bit of that. At some point, like, I don't know, man. At some point, it's going too far. Like, hair, makeup, lashes, nails, all of that shit, cool. Great. Photo deception, video deception, altering filters and all that extra shit. It's gone too far at some point. At some points, what is real? So shout out to her for showing people. I can't find the next clip I was gonna react to. God damn it, LT. God damn it. Okay, so Lizzo. Let's talk Lizzo. Lizzo recently said this. Let me pull up the video. Been trending. Oh, let's go.
Would you wake up and trade places with somebody who was on the heavier side?
I'm glad she asked, because this is giving me very much when that sociologist Dr. Jane asked that room full of white people, raise your hand if you want to be treated like how black people are treated in this country, or raise your hand if you would wake up and be black tomorrow. And nobody raised their hand, and that's because they know that there's some systemic bullshit that happens to black people that does not happen to them and will never happen to white people. So, yes, if I asked you right now, have you been shamed? Yes, you've been through a lot. Yes, it sucks being a person in this society because we have to go through so much to love ourselves. But would you switch places with a fat person's body tomorrow? You would not, because you know that there's a whole system that oppresses fat people that you do not experience and that you will never experience. So let's remember, body positivity, yes, we want to end harassment and shame, but we also are working to dismantle a system that oppresses fat people.
If you don't get that bullshit
okay,
out of my face, bitch.
that to me, from my perspective, sounded absolutely crazy. Let me show Lizzo this, or anybody that's overweight this. This is what you want to avoid. You don't want to get too big. You want to avoid being that woman right there. You don't want to be that overweight where it is unhealthy for your well-being and your livelihood. When they talk about fat shaming, it's like fat does no good. It is unhealthy. Fat, when she compared fat and black for discrimination and being held down by society and blah, 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 you wake up, you're born black. You don't have a choice. You're black by existence. Like fat, you could lose the weight. You could change that. You could join the in fit club, the slim thick, the in shape motherfuckers. Like what? How dare you compare fat and black and discrimination and society? Like what?
If you don't get
that is the most
out of my
asinine
face,
lack of accountability. Don't want to get in the gym, accept me as I am, fat lady shit I've ever heard.
Shit getting out of hand now.
Like, are you kidding me?
Silence, you fool!
Like, for me, I look at that's outrageous. And then she tried to slide in Captain America's DMs with that accept me as I am fat lady shit. Like, what? Are you out of your mind? This whole participation trophy culture has gotten people out of their mind. Like, the reality doesn't, like, reality is not reality to them. It's my world. I'm going to make up the rules and people have to live by it. It is ridiculous. Being overweight is unhealthy. When people tell you that, they're looking out for your well-being. Well, some people are just being assholes. Some people like making fun of fat people, but it is what it is. Either way, like when I'm overweight, I look at that scale. I'm like, yikes. I look at my face. I'm like, yikes, I got to lose some weight. Pandemic pounds, people have them. I'm just waiting for the weather in dreadful ass Canada to warm up a little bit so I can go for runs myself because no gyms is open. Like being fat, being overweight is not healthy. It's not. So I don't know who she's trying to convince about fat shaming this, that, and that, and comparing it to being black. And like, I don't even have the capacity to even get into such like elementary discussions sometimes. It's just like, what are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing here? Let's see, what else do we got here? Like, that is, okay, we got some more fuck shit. Let's stay with the fuck shit since I just want to get into some shit that I deem pathetic. Let's go to this. I don't know what this excessive use of toilet bowls for things are, but here we go again. Another toilet bowl demonstration. Let's go.
All the ice in there. Then you have your sherbet here.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Just pop that in. There wow. We go. Maybe one more. One more of these. Yes. Oh, this is going to be so good.
That looks great.
It's going to be amazing, okay? You want all your sour candies in there.
Perfect.
Really mush it around.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's great.
And then this. Oh, you already emptied this part.
Yeah, I emptied
great.
that part.
Yeah, let's do it.
So some of these in here.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
my goodness.
Yeah. And some more sour candies.
Oh, so these are all, they just want to be sour stuff.
Yeah, so then you're going to grab your punch.
Uh-huh.
Okay. and you're just gonna start loading up this tank back here. Obviously, Sprite.
Why?
Yeah. You want to get your Sprite in there. Then the Fanta.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's so colorful. It's so nice. It's really nice. And then when you flush, watch what happens when you flush. Okay?
Oh, well, everything from the tank is going to go through into the
Yep.
sherbet and the ice?
Yep. Okay, so one more of these. I got orange. You just want to make sure you fill that nice and full. So here we go. We can place this. Okay.
Okay.
Now watch this. Okay, so we have all of that in there. That looks pretty good.
That does look good.
Yeah, that looks really good. I'm going to get the cups ready. Mix that all around. Oh my gosh, that looks so good.
Wow.
I'm going to have one of these. Oh yeah. So you mix it up a little bit, and then when you
And then you
flush,
flush, and then we get to scoop it out?
it's
Okay.
gonna be
Well,
amazing.
let's...
I want to make
okay.
sure it's nice and mixed, okay?
Okay.
Really mix it in there. It's going to be great.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
people are going to like this.
Yeah, they're going to love it.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to flush it.
Should we take off the lid so we can see?
Yeah. Are you good?
Yeah, let's do it. I
All
want
right,
to see it.
let's do it. This, it could overflow, so we're not really sure. Oh, here we go.
Wow. So it starts... Oh, look, it is. It's filling up.
Wow.
It's filling up.
Yeah, there it is.
Wow. That's
Here it
incredible.
comes. Okay. So now it's all mixed in. That's great. You can go ahead and just get that.
Why do people do this? Why do people send me this? Why? Like, what is this shit? Why would you use a toilet bowl? Why don't you just use a regular, like, punch bowl, punch fountain, whatever? Like, mix, like, what? Use a basket, a tub at bed. Like, why would, not a tub, like an actual bathtub, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, why would anybody do that? There's these videos go viral, and I don't understand why there's so much attention on these toilet bowl concoctions with food and everything, and you're wasting all that good candy, all those Sour Patch Kids, and then this oh Jesus Christ, man. I don't want to state the obvious, but like, come on, man. Like, what?
Silence, you fool!
This type of shit's gonna stop qualifying for my show. I don't care how many people send me this and tell me to react to this because they like my reaction to these videos. This is not okay, man. This is not it. Like, what are we doing out here? We're this bored in these type of lockdown situations. Like, come on. What else do we got here? Okay, so DJ Envy. Let's get back to some less retarded shit. DJ Envy's getting dragged on Twitter for his reaction to Dr. Umar Johnson's okay, let's play the video and see why he's getting dragged. Okay.
So explain to me how a white man with an AK-47 can be taken without a police officer firing a bullet after he done murdered 6, 7, 8 people, but a 16-year-old girl with a butter knife cannot be apprehended without a bullet being shot. That is nonsense. They killed her because they knew they would get away with it.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I must be a coon because I don't agree with you on this.
So
Okay, I've seen the video. Let me pull up the video real quick. The video, it is hard to tell. It is hard to tell. This is a tough one. When I look at this and when they call him a coon, it's like there's definitely different measures he could have, the officer could have definitely took. So I'm definitely more leaning towards Umar's judgment on this because it's like there's definitely like the butter knife thing. It's like, was that really a butter knife? Because if this was if that was a butter knife, this was completely just botched by the police officer because it's like there's tasers, there's ways to handle it. As Umar said, there's this guy with the AK-47, Kyle, was it Rittenhouse? I had that video. There's a clip of that video somewhere on my page, my channel somewhere. I have like hours worth of police brutality and bullshit on my channel. So you just dive in there and you could probably see those videos somewhere. There's way more leniency for other races when it comes to police officers trying to apprehend and not trying to kill with lethal force because there was multiple shots. He could have shot in the leg at best, if not used a taser. There's different ways of trying to settle these situations. But then when people look at it on the other side, they're like, yo, that girl could have stabbed her and killed her, so he had to do something. But taking her life isn't the way either. There has to be some sort of attempt to try to stop without lethal force, and I didn't see that. I just seen, a number of shots being fired in concession, and I don't know, man. That I see why people were calling DJ Envy a coon, because especially the way Dr. Umar Johnson presented all the evidence and presented the way he presented it, for him to be like, shoot him down and act like it was just. It's like, to look at it and look into it to debate how unjust it was is okay, but to say it was just, he should have done that. To act like that's happening to white folks, like they're not getting a sense of leniency even after they shot 2 citizens with an AK-47 and walked the street. So it's like, while armed with it. So it's like there's a different level of leniency. So you do understand what Umar Johnson's saying. So to refute it and deny it and go on that side, I see why people are upset with DJ Envy. I see it. I also see why he wants to debate it, but at the same time, I understand it, but I'm not on that wavelength of thinking. I think that there was better ways of handling for the officer. He definitely could have done a better job, and there should be some sort of consequence for just being like, the training needs to be better. They always blame it on the training and everything, but you can't keep scapegoating. The training needs to be better. At some point, someone needs to be held accountable for some shit that they do, not to the tune of life in jail, because that was a judgment call. It was a sticky situation. That wasn't one of those blatant police brutality videos we're used to, because there's so many of them. But I could see where the debate is, but at the same time, I could see why people are calling him a coon. But I wouldn't call him a coon. I just think that he's on the wrong side of this. I think he needs to look into it a little bit more. But I could be wrong, because, I don't know, man. It is what it is. What else do we got here? I'm not even going to get into the Tristan Thompson cheating allegations with Khloe Kardashian with this Instagram model, because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't have enough information on it, and nor do I care. It's like, she's staying. So it's like, is it cheating at this point? I bet they have an agreement for him to just belong to the streets at his discretion. But who knows? Who cares? I'm not really doing that on this channel with this relationship shit anymore. So it is what it is. Blunt Talk with LT, episode 131, I believe. We out here. We back. Suspension over. Hopefully it stays that way. If it doesn't, check us out on Facebook. Check us out on stackwap.com. Check us out on Twitch. Check us out on... We're streaming everywhere now. It's changing up. The Pivot. We out. Yeah.